Hello, Jost.
Hello, Ran.
You're a philosophical practitioner and you do philosophical practice with individuals, with groups, with organizations. But one of the things that you do is philosophical cafe.
Yeah.
And it intrigued me to hear that your philosophical cafe is in an actual cafe, an actual coffee house.
Yeah, it
Why?
really is.
And doesn't it bother you, the other people in the cafe?
No, it doesn't bother because we're in a little separate room in this coffee shop. But actually, I try to go where the people are usually. So they're drinking coffee and eat some cheesecake and talk to each other. And I try to bring the philosophy to the people where they are and where they know each others. And so this was the first idea of doing a philosophical cafe. Not to sit and wait in some kind of practice room and tell the people, hey, you come to me, I'm a great philosopher and I bring you counseling, but to go where the people are. This was the first idea. And the second was I was inspired by those ideas of the first practitioners making cafes like Sauté in Paris. And he did it free and just spontaneous and just with the idea of philosophizing with people. This was what catched me, and I thought, yeah, this would be nice, I can do it. And so I started 5 years ago to invite people in a cafe at my hometown. I printed some flyers and made posters, and so it gets started. After a while, people came to me, and yeah, so it gets into a process.
And what do you do there? Is there some basic vision or principle that you apply?
Yes, this was the second idea. I didn't want to do some announcements or introduction into some themes or thesis or.
You didn't want to impose your own
No.
agenda.
Yes, that's exactly what I tried to say. My idea was to ask the people, what is your question? And I know that it's not so easy for people. They don't know each other's, get into a room, they don't know what happens now, just to tell, oh, this is my question. So I made some moderation things. So I tell people, hello, this is Philosophical Cafe, and I invite you to philosophy with each other. And here are 3 rules I give to you so that the discussion will be good, as I expect it to be. So, and the 3 rules are very clear and simple. The first rule is use your normal language. Don't search after philosophical words or something like that. The second is use examples of your everyday life. Don't look after worldwide issues and problems and theses. Just look at your everyday life. If you want to tell what's angriness, so just remember you're waiting at the bus stop, it's raining cats and you get no umbrella and then the bus won't come and you are so angry. So this is everyday life examples. And you can do every philosophical thesis with everyday life examples. That's my thesis. And the third is not so simple. It's at first listen and try to understand what the other tries to say and question, how do you mean it? Do you have an example? I have an example on my own. Is it the same? No, it's not the same. What's the difference? So the people get into discussions about their everyday life examples and they do it in their own everyday language.
So in other words, the center here, the game, is not a game of expressing my views, but rather listening and responding.
Every day I do a joke after this free. I say if everybody's listening, it would be very quiet here. So there's a fourth, but it's no rule. It's not really a rule. If you sometimes it's necessary to break one of the given rules to philosophize. Yeah, this is a secret rule, and then normally everybody is laughing, smiling, and they are motivated to talk to each other. Maybe they start even talking on their own, and then I have to put it together and tell, oh, you're talking there. They're sitting at separate tables, so like in a cafe house, not in round with chairs like in a therapist's circle. They're sitting at the tables. I got flowers on it and some markers, some rulers are to write something on the board. There are paper on the board, so they can write the board and do some notices if they want to.
What kind of questions or ideas come up in the setting?
Every kind of questions. So I can maybe I'll give an example. So why I'm so jealous? A question could be, what is jealousy in the world, or something like that. Why does God do jealousy in the world? And but the question, why am I so jealous, is nearer to the people. And there's is it allowed to lie? Yeah, for me. Yeah, when should I lie? Should I tell always the truth? Oh no, everybody's saying no, don't tell the truth every time. Yeah.
So people sometimes bring up their own personal events or experiences.
Yes.
They say, yesterday so and so.
Yeah. And the questions are always given by the audience. So the guests, I do it. I have some kind of procedure. At first, I tell the rules. Then I tell, okay, what's your questions? And I write them on my own paper. So there are 3, 4, 5 questions like this. I notice them, and then we just make a choice. So.
And how does it develop? What happens then?
I think freedom is only possible in a safe frame, in a strong and safe frame. So I try to be this frame, and if someone's talking hours and hours, I will stop him or her and say, okay, we heard it, it's okay. So, and if someone says, oh, I don't know if I say it in real good words, maybe, so I try to encourage and I repeat what she has said, and then every time I listen to the arguments and positions, and sometimes I repeat the positions and the arguments and bring them together, or do some kind of opposition, make clear, or even if I think there's an argument missing, and for me is it very important maybe, or if the audience is all of one opinion, so I bring an argument by my own. It must not be what I'm thinking or what is my opinion. It's just to encourage the discussion. And every time it's a kind of risky thing. I don't know what the question will be when I start. Sometimes I think, oh no, not this question about God or some religious things. But every time I get so it's like a present given by the guests to me when they talk to each other, and when they say at the end, "Oh, I don't know. Well, we didn't find the answer. The last answers, no, we didn't find." But it's not important to me. It's important for the guests that they have a discussion. That sometimes guests say, "I had the idea that I have really talked to another. We have really talked about things that are relevant for me." And not always talking like we do on the streets or in our organizations where we do our jobs.
Let's say the session ended, you go home now. What is a good session? When do you say, today was a good one?
For me, personally, a good session is if I see into the eyes of my guests, and I see they're bright and they're laughing and they're really some kind of energy, and so this is what encourages me to do it again and again and again, because I really think that it's important for the people to have a real talk to each other where they talk about their aims. So that is what I try to get. It's not the theme thing. Sometimes some theorems of philosophy, of classic philosophy, a point. So and then maybe I remind it and remark it and say, "Oh, this is like Plato says," or, but most of the times I don't even mention it. I smile in me, in my heart, in my philosopher heart. It smiles. Oh, look, those ordinary people talking to each other, they get this old dialectic thing of Hegel or something like that. So this is what is a second aim, but it's just personal and just for me. The first is to get the people together into dialogue and into talking whatever they want to talk about. And I think this is a strong thing that philosophical practice can do. It is to activate and to initiate a kind of dialogue between people, a real dialogue that they get together and they get to know about their opinions. And it's even some kind of peace thing, I think. Peace. It's when people talk to each other and they try to listen to each other, they don't fight. So if I think it's even some kind of peacemaking, not too high or something. There are really more important things about peace and war, but I think it's one point of philosophical practice is that we get the people together, that they talk instead of fight them.
So one might say that your mission is to create dialogue between people who both listen and think carefully and attentively.
Yes. It's more the method and the process than the themes. It's for me is the process the important thing of philosophical practice.
Good. That's an important mission.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. Okay.